Okay, hi. So crafting with Carrie, I think is what I've gone with. This is an experiment in craziness. So as you can see, it is a puzzle. Now, I feel like I need to keep it all together. So I've put it on the back of a cookie sheet and I'm going to pour on the cookie sheet. Normally I use push pins so that I can lift up under the edge and kind of tilt around, but because it's metal cookie sheet. So I've got these little IKEA food closers that are perfect because they give me just enough finger room to lift up and move it around. So it's a dollar store, Dollar Tree, 100-piece puzzle. I went ahead and put it together first and then primed it with some priming 2-in-1 white satin finish, primer and paint in one spray paint, and I've let it dry for 2 or 3 days. I had planned on using my brand new Dollar Tree find, and I'm still going to, but had to make a modification. So why is there a plastic bag? Oh wait, because it's a Dollar Tree item, and I don't know if you can see it, but there's a ginormous hole in the side of my pastry bag. But I like the tip on it. It's kind of got some ribbing edges. I'm going to go ahead and try that. So I went ahead and just lined the bag. May give me some more durability as well. But I like the effects of the, I call it a reverse pour because you're pouring underneath the paint. I've mixed my, I'm also really excited I did this. So moved my black and my white into the condiment container, and when I did so, I actually strained it. And I don't know if you could see the little chunks. So clearly getting chunks from somewhere, whether it's the paint or from the Floetrol or both, but I'm so glad I strained it because now I know that that won't end up in my paint. And when I pour into this, I'm actually gonna pour through the strainer. See if that'll stay. Trying to rig it, Carrie rig it. Okay. So I have got Craft Smart neon yellow. So I'm also going for pouring on a budget. So the puzzle's $1, strainer is $1, the pastry bag's $1. This entire thing of paint is $1, so I'm up to $1, $2, $3, $4. I do have the black and the white. The white is a mix of Liquitex Basics white and some Chroma A2 heavy body that I'd found. It was rather thick, so I also filtered that. I don't think I'm going to put the black in, but if I end up doing it, it is not Liquitex. It is Artist Loft, just plain black. The Artist Loft and the Liquitex Basics are mixed, 1 part paint, 2 part Floetrol. The Craft Smart, so it's $1 for this, obviously. And sometimes you can get it on sale. I mix 1 part paint, 1 part Floetrol with this. But then I put it back in the tube. So this was a brand new bottle. I poured the entire thing out, filled it back up with Floetrol, poured the entire Floetrol out. That way I had 1-to-1, knew it was 1-to-1 in here. Mixed it up, filtered it as I poured it back into the tube. And so now I have it already mixed, and it's great for application. In fact, I've got a couple other colors that I already do. And the way I know that I've already mixed it is I peel part of the label off. That's just kind of my method of madness. So thinking some Craft Smart neon green today in this. This was already been mixed. 1 part paint, 1 part Floetrol. And in my box from Amazon today, along with my handy dandy torch, butane torch, I also got treadmill oil. So I'm going to try that for the first time. I've been using 3-in-1. I use the silicone spray. I don't know if I like any of it. The last color I'm thinking it's probably going to turn out horrible. Oh well. I'm going to do some purple. So this purple is the Liquitex Basics Dioxazine Purple. Does have silicone in it already. It was what was left over from a pour, and I had so much of it left over I didn't want to waste it, so I put it in a little jug. And another piece that's left over, there it is, that I kind of think would be cool with these, the purple and the yellow, is this gray. This is just a little bit of my black and my white, more white than black, like 2 parts white, 1 part black. No silicone in this, but I will add a drop of the Spot On Treadmill Oil. So in the Dioxazine Purple, there is the 3-in-1 oil. And I'll do just, guess I can't. Is there a seal on it that oh, there's a seal on it. I think I want to do a comparison painting today. That was 2 drops of treadmill oil compared to Liquid Wrench silicone spray compared to 3-in-1 silicone to see if the 3 of them really make any difference. I'm not going to stir this a lot. Just enough to incorporate some of it. Okay. So I am going to pour through the strainer so that I can filter out any nastiness as I go. So Craft Smart Neon Yellow. This is kind of thick, so I need to add some. I use Gina DeLuca's mixture of 90 parts water, 1 part Floetrol as my thinning agent. Thank you, Gina. You've been an inspiration. You know, I really smell the silicone when I open up this jar. I mean, it's almost overwhelming. Already have some cells, probably because it's going through a strainer. Well, okay. I do have to say, I'm not liking that I'm pouring it into a strainer, into a... It's okay. It is a mixture and crazy, or a... I kind of expected to get layers. I don't know why. In my cup going through the strainer. I expected my strainer to kind of filter out my necessary putts, but oh well, put it in the sink. And I'm glad I filtered it out. Don't get me wrong, I'm not mad about that piece. I'm just annoyed that I got paint the way I did. So paint's inside a bag, inside the pastry bag. This is going to turn out horrible. I'm going to have faith. Okay, I'm going to put down, this is some of my titanium white. This is the part that wouldn't fit into the jug. Oh, I do want to put, probably too late, oh well. A little bit, 3 more drops treadmill oil in there. I want to put a piece of tape on that edge. Just because I know I'm going to squeeze and it's going to go out that edge. Sorry, I didn't mean to be off camera. I'm putting tape over the edge of the seam because it is what it is. So I've used another of the clips to clip off the end. I'm going to put the tip of it underneath the paint. Ooh, I wanted to put the tip of it underneath the paint. It was really great cell action already. Using my new torch. Pop some air bubbles. Loving the cell action I'm getting already. I don't want to move this very much at all. Back to the center and let it rest. Use my handy dandy straw to get okay. Hoping that by kind of squooshing the paint this direction that I can kind of get the flow started. That way when I tip, it actually just kind of runs along that ridge that I've created. That's the reason why I did it. Okay, well, I guess I'll just have to go with it. Lost all that dark purple. That's what I was kind of hoping I didn't do. don't want to lose any more of that cell action, so let's see if there's any more paint in here. Oh, there is. Just a skosh. Then I'm gonna scrape the cup and put some in jar and put some of the purple and the yellow. That white is super chunky. I'm gonna pour it from high. Get the neon yellow out. Okay. Hit that. I think it may be out of butane. Luckily I have some more. Okay. It's interesting that gray actually took over a lot. And really, that's kind of what I'm just going to have to keep pouring these. Okay. So I'm not happy with the way my cells kind of became. Since I poured most of this dark off, I'm just going to hit this piece and that piece with straw. All right. Oh, I really like this stuff. But anyway, it doesn't go with the rest of the painting. I am curious to see what's going to happen to more cells that kind of pop up and drop out. And I'm curious to see what happens because it's a puzzle. And how much of this am I going to lose because of drying through the cracks? And how much of this like bubble action is from the pieces themselves? So like I can see one piece has popped up. So I don't know. After it sit for a little bit, there's so much paint under that edge. Should have sealed the back. Because I think these pieces are popping up because of all the paint underneath. That's what experiments are for. I don't think I'm going to bring you down for close-up. Let's see if I can squeeze in. Well, I guess I'm just going to set it up and let it dry and see what happens.